Good morning, everyone. Welcome and happy first day of February. I mean, the year's just going so fast already. Probably a good time to check on your New Year's resolutions. I wonder how many of those are still going. Tons for us to get through today. Obviously, huge events over the weekend with the tariffs. So let's see what the guys think. Firstly, obviously, it is the 3rd of Feb. And just a disclaimer, this video is for information and educational purposes only. If you're fine with that, then great. Please stick around. If you are not, then yeah, we'll see you soon. Right, Stan, how's it going?
Very good, Sam. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Very good, thanks. Yeah, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning, guys. So just we'll quickly go over a couple of things that I have on watch. I was watching this REBN, but no borrows. I found some that were a little bit expensive, so was just flipping through the chart. But very nice breakdown here from VWAP, and really good to see it. Some felt follow through momentum there. First things first here on my watch list is NVDA. Obviously, decent gap down there over the weekend, and so far we have seen 117, 118s or so hang around as top. We had some initial congestion area. It kind of blew out, and then once VWAP failed, so far it has remained heavy throughout. So for me, I'll be looking at something out of the gate, maybe 116.5, maybe 117s. Check in with this congestion area over here, and then look for some follow through momentum. I've already had some trades on it. So it's been a pretty decent morning, and we'll just look to react to any big moves. The next one that I haven't watched and still carrying a core is this UOKA. Nice little exhaustion here on pre-market. So we put in this high 38s, 39s, is etc. resistance, and then we had a nice clear out. And then once this 36, 35 and a half, 36s or so failed, then it was a pretty clean fail to follow through setup from there. And so far, this is pretty much a round trip candidate for me. Maybe high teens or low 20s, something like that is kind of what I would be looking for. Ideally, out of the gate, we get some sort of a shove higher. Maybe check in with VWAP, check in with this congestion area over here, and then look to fade any momentum from there on. And then also, I do have the quantum basket on watch as well. The overall market is gapping down today, so I think the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, etc., first half hour, it's probably going to be more volatile than usual. So it's just something to keep in mind, right? If you take a reactive trade, then treat it as a reactive trade, and make sure you don't scale against the trend. So outside of this IONQ, RGTI, it essentially just higher the better for me. As long as the momentum continues, as long as some of these key areas such as 13, such as 1320s, which also aligns with red to green, as long as they remain to stay heavy, then I'm interested in the move forward. One thing I'll keep in mind with this RGTI is we have Google earnings tomorrow, so I will make adjustments to the swing either today or early tomorrow morning. And that's pretty much it for me, Sam. Back to you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stan. And let's head straight across to Josh. Josh, take it away.
Yep. My first watch is it's almost a mirror of Stan's watch, and that kind of started for me last night. I have not traded it this morning, but as you could see, the last gap down on the video that we had, which was last Monday, was met with a huge 10% bounce or more, a little bit more. And, I think this one, kind of using like a bouncy ball, analogy, I'm looking for a smaller bounce that fails. So, I mean, ideally on a short-term time frame, maybe we get over eager shorts out at like 118, a potential push toward in that area for a fail. And I would be looking to short that, especially if markets stay heavy, because like I said, like I said with NVIDIA, the last gap down was met with a huge recovery, and then 4 more days, and then 3 more days of recovery. And I think we're kind of getting on the other side of that. So on the Qs, like I have this 510 that I'm watching closely, and if that starts to turn over, that would kind of help. That would help my short NVIDIA type basket thesis kind of come into play. And with that, I'll have Palantir on watch as well if that wants to unwind. I have numerous lists, and I'm going to have to be going through them, throughout the day to monitor what's relatively weak and what's relatively strong. I don't have too much of a bias on the open. What I said about the Qs gapping down, and last time was this huge bounce. So thinking that the same thing has to happen again, and for it to be right, maybe people are playing with fire, thinking that and this bounce has to bounce again. And if that's wrong, I think you do get a good op on the short side. Next names I'm watching are, MSTR. It is kind of, to me, it's breaking down. And I'd like to see, this, go sub 300. And if this can start to unwind, slowly first and then faster throughout the day, I'll be looking at this SMST, which is the two target, the 2 times short MSTR ETF. And this is just kind of getting above, it looks crappy, but it's getting above the 50-day. And if we just get, a nasty unwind day that catches people off guard more than expected, you can get like a 1 to 4 day momentum move in some of these short ETFs. They can build momentum if things are just continuing to bleed, and then the bleed gets faster. So I'm keeping my mind open into this open, but I also have these three ideas that I'm looking for, and I will catch you in the room. I'm flexible. Things are wrong, I'll have to adjust, but this is what I'm thinking so far, and I'll see you in the room. Thanks, Sam.
Super. Thank you, Josh. Great thoughts as always. And last but never least, Emil, take it away.
Hey, thanks. Morning, y'all. First, on radar for me, there are a few small caps. One of them is HCWB. Already churning volume, and it's grinding. This one had a few gappers in the past that been pretty resilient. So with that in mind, I would really like to see grinding higher. This is not the type of trade that usually looking to nail right out of the gate. So I'm let it a little bit of time to see it unfold. Ideally, it's going to have that stuffy dance after 10 a.m. and then I'm going to be interested in a short, even if it's going to stuff at the open. Not really interested in the first 15 minutes or so. Keep in mind that this one it's coming from 30 cents, and most likely it's going to be having tight halts. So again, not in a rush with this one. The range is very good, and I'm going to watch for later in the morning and after 10 a.m. SOPA, it's another name I'm watching. Looking at 250-ish, more or less. Again, I would like to see 250 stuffing a few times and then looking there for a short. I mean, if it's going to have a blow off after the open and then stuff, might be something to pay attention at, but definitely not interested before the open, and really like to see how it's going to behave at 250. If it's going to stay resilient in the first 50 minutes, let's say, I would be interested in any push towards 3. So again, very flexible, not looking to really hit it out of the gate. There are a few names that already fading, and that might create a little bit of fear of missing out on those names that are still up, and this one is one of them. Another name I'm watching is REBN. Already snapped here and fading. If somehow it's going to have some pops towards 6, I'm going to be interested. Like Stan said about UOKA, same thing, looking for pops against VWAP. So this is just, echoing, but pretty much is the same plan. Now, on the other hand, have few big caps on radar. One of them, it's Palantir. I like the fact that, this tariff war started and we already gapping down. Either way, I was planning to have it on short list, mostly because rejected these highs. Now with this gap down, I'm going to be interested in any pops towards red to green, and then I'm going to be looking for a stuff. Even if it's going to push this area, 8150, if it's going to stuff there, I'm going to, dabble some, and then if it's going to stay heavy after 10 a.m., I'm going to add, looking for more unwind. Same plan goes to OKLO. Same thing, similar, more or less rejected on Friday. Now it's gapping down. So any push 40 plus, ideally 41 or red to green, doubt it's going to get there, but you never know. Anyway, any push through 40, I'm going to be interested in a short, and then the moment it's going to show some sign of weakness, I'm going to mostly add risking those highs. NVDA, of course, this is this is very similar to me. So NVIDIA so far, if we are looking back at other names like oops, I'm sorry. So it's looking pretty heavy here. So any push towards 120, I'm going to be interested in a short. Not going to be interested in chasing it here on the way down. So rather wait for those pops with the risk of missing the trade, but that's fine with me. So any push towards 120, gonna be interested in a short there. And the last one, it's one of the names that kind of, it's not so, trade of the day in terms of price action, but I like it mostly in pops versus red to green. I'm going to risk Friday highs. This is something that I'm watching for a swing. So if continues to stay heavy and I'm going to be able to get some, I really want to hold it for a few days. This is similar with PLTR from a few days ago here, when lost these levels and then grind it all the way back, and here rejected. Carvana, it's very similar with that type of action. So any pops for a short, and then looking for more unwind in the next few days with this market we have right now. So yeah, pretty much that's it for me today, guys. Good luck, and back at you, Sam.
Brilliant. Thank you, Emil. Thank you, Stan. And thank you, Josh. If you've made it this far in the broadcast, then you should probably check us out at investorsunderground.com. This is exactly the same process that we go through every single morning, and then the guys will continually update their trades in momentum. Yes. So yeah, check us out at investorsunderground.com. Thank you all. And yeah, have a great trading day. Trade them well.